Hi, and welcome everyone to the final quarter-final cast of Fristi Roggan 2. Joining me today is once again Ulugbech.
Yes. And another week, another quarterfinal, one that in particular, I'm looking forward to.
Indeed, it's Jolatis versus KnightOfStJohn. And it's a
Last,
fresh batch of games played this Sunday.
the last quarterfinal, but also the first quarterfinal where no handicaps were used.
Indeed, so it's much more of a traditional game that we're going to see. Timings and starting resources and gathering rates much more akin to a normal game, as in it will be a normal game. And we're going to start off with a bang because I've already received confirmation that the first game, which is held on Arabia, will be feudal age only.
We already, between ourselves, discussed quite quickly a bit the civs that are drafted, but I think we immediately look at humans for Knight of St. John. I suppose it was he who asked for feudal only.
I assume so as well. And then we had a brief discussion. Indeed, Jolatis confirms that it was Knight of St. John who chose humans and then feudal age only. And we had a brief discussion, and we thought on normal Arabia, considering these civs, the maps that were chosen. So just as a reminder, inundation and migration were banned. Jolatis' home maps are Frigid Lake and Moats. Knight of St. John went for Arena and Capricious. So on normal Arabia, I would have said that Jolatis would start with probably Poles. But with this feudal age only, it seems that probably Sicilians is the most the strongest choice.
Mayans, Sicilians. If I remember correctly, I feel Poles is more for a closed map than Arabia.
I
But
think
I think looking at feudal age only, well, Sicilians is a good bet with the scouts taking less bonus damage, being one of the more useful feudal age bonuses.
Indeed. So
but, yeah, I think it's an interesting game mode in Array because normally in a matchup between Jolatis and Knight of St. John, I would think the game would be decided early on in the sense that Knight of St. John needs to do some damage early on in the game. Now it's a bit more double because if he manages to, let's say, be sort of equal army-wise, planting the second DC could give him quite an advantage going on late in the game. Note we both haven't played a lot in a while, says Jolatis. Yeah, I already said to Wouter that I was really curious because I have felt that last few games they and we as well have been quite rusty playing. But no, I think right now it's a bit less because of the humans and the feudal only. It's less clear for me who needs to do early damage because also it's tricky. I mean, we saw this twice, I think, in Fristi Roggan 1, the human feudal only. I played it myself against Jolatis, and I think Panda played it against Knight of St. John.
Panda
And I
did play
think
it.
both times were a loss for the human player.
I know that for Panda it was indeed a loss. I don't remember if it was a loss for you against Jolatis.
I just got completely wrecked by army, couldn't keep up.
Wow.
So I think it could be good, but you have to play equal for the first part before you plant the first DC. And for my part, we can go immediately to that Arabia game, and then afterwards we can see
indeed.
which maps we expect later.
Not keep people in suspense any longer, and I will switch over to Capture Age in a moment. And indeed, it is Arabia, that's not a surprise, and it is humans versus Sicilians.
I think That's not.
So I've.
Well, it's sort of logical, I guess.
It
I'm
is
curious. I think, yeah, if we will see the first feudal victory for humans or not.
indeed.
Okay, I'm paused in the game at 2 seconds.
All right, I will. Just don't do anything yet.
Yeah.
Okay, I will give a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
There we go.
And indeed,
Both players start by building houses. Very
indeed,
smooth.
the
And then they
traditional
said they hadn't
start.
played for a long time, so
I'm expecting more from Jolatis to have some sheep scouting in the near future, just based on comments raised by Knight of St. John when he cast the series of me versus Tim. And yes, we see indeed Knight of St. John just gathers all his sheep immediately under the town center. Oh, no sheep scouting from Jolatis either. Rusty
no.
indeed.
So
But
if we look at the maps,
indeed,
I
let's use this
like
quiet dark age to
the
just look at the
one
maps.
from Jolatis a bit more, I feel like. The berries are backwards and the gold is, let's say, half forwards, but still easily defendable.
Yeah, blackberries, defensible, easily walled gold. So you can just, from one wood line to the edge of the map, between the two wood lines, and then from either from the one wood line to the map, or you can enclose, go from one wood line to the other, and then to the map, with just a smallish front area to defend. I think that's a very nice map to wall indeed. And if we look over at Knight of St. John, ooh, that's a bit more tricky.
A lot more rust. His wood lines are good, but none of the other resources are.
He has quite
much.
forward berries, extremely exposed gold. He has easily defended wood lines, but yes, that's about it. Yes, indeed, I would agree. The map is more favorable for Jolatis, but I don't think it will be. Well, it might be a deciding factor, but I think it still means that Jolatis has to play really well. I don't think you can ever just take it easy against Knight of St. John.
Both players successfully lured their first boar, although Knight of St. John did rack up 11 seconds of idle TC time.
Indeed, true.
Which means he's about half a villager behind, but I don't think at this point that will make the difference either.
I don't think that will make a difference.
I think an important thing in a feudal only, I mean, who will take the initiative? And I think basically this also is the question, who will be first to feudal?
Mm-hmm.
I think at this point, but it's probably just to gather. I think Jolatis has gathered a bit more food, but it's probably just also the drop-off from the boars that is not
Indeed, and Knight of St. John has already done loom. Now, is that due to a lack of food, or is that a strategy to go forward?
He just likes to do it quite early, generally. He also did get some other idle TC time up.
Indeed.
So he's almost a villager behind.
So the early game seems to favor Jolatis a little bit. Let's see if he can maintain this slight eco lead. But I don't think this small lead will be that decisive.
So interesting to see that the scout of Jolatis has already found the berries and he's scouting the base. Gotta take
Indeed.
a look.
Meanwhile, there was also a scout by Knight of St. John.
Also found the berries.
Also found the berries and a single house.
So scouting very similar.
5 on wood, 12 on food. About to have 2 on gold. I'm expecting some villagers to be retasked from food to wood.
Ooh.
And then that would...
Joachim wanted to click up, but didn't have the the foot.
Ooh, that's painful.
So
And
he's
now he's racking up
about to
some idle time.
equalize in idle TC time. Oh, yeah.
Indeed, equalized.
Sorry.
Still one villager ahead.
Yeah.
But Knight of St. John will arrive in feudal slightly earlier.
Yeah.
And
So
he's
yeah,
now rushing up a
it's
barracks.
clearly archer play.
I
So will
would
it be
say-
scouts against archers?
Well, we get the first militia from
Okay.
Jolatis, so this is not going to be straight archers.
Yeah, it will probably be man-at-arms into archers then. Yeah,
Indeed.
yeah. It's also
Yes.
maybe logical given that
Aha.
2-1. I think with an
Knight
archer
of
build
St.
you only
John
send.
joins us in the Twitch chat.
And also, as humans, he also sticks to the Japanese way of working. There's a well, the scout is harassing the villagers, but nothing seriously.
Nothing serious indeed, but
So we
just a
have
reminder.
a militia man-at-arms opening for both players.
And we see a slight difference in tactics. The militia of Jolatis are a bit more spaced together, while Knight of St. John just has a steady stream.
Yeah, but also the
between them.
side that Knight is sending his militia towards is the side that will be fully walled quite early, so that's not in his favor.
Oh god, seriously? Oh, okay. He did spot the hole. But if he doesn't control the villager, it will not be walled in time. Okay, he's sending a second one.
Yeah, but
Oh,
actually this is quite a good play from
indeed,
Knight of
quite a
St.
good
John.
play.
But also the man-at-arms are on the berries, so there will be some micro required now.
Yes,
There
indeed.
is
And
not.
there's the
Yes,
first villager going
now
down.
he reacts.
Oh, both the villager killed.
And yeah, whew. This is very micro-intensive. Both are inside each other's base. I think
Indeed.
Jolatis just attacks the mills to focus on his defense
Oh,
now.
and the wood villager was not fully walled. So now he
So
just gets some damage in there.
We have 2 kills from Knight of St. John.
Indeed, 2 kills, but
Jolatis
it's...
got forced off a wood line, but still has a second lumber camp, while Knight of St. John is forced off the
of berries,
but
and the mill is
he
going
already
down.
has more farms.
Indeed.
Now it's question, both are rushing up the archery ranges at the same time. So
archery range
another
and
villager
blacksmith.
dying at Jolatis' base. Now it's quite, how does he react? Yeah, he sends his villagers away from berries and tries to wall his second wood line. And now
on this side of the wood line.
Ooh, he doesn't wall the second part of it. This
does not. And
obviously
there's a third villager
dying.
Oh no, this is looking very bad.
Yeah.
I mean, the man-at-arms are going to be gone now. He still has his man-at-arms in Knight of St. John's base, but he did suffer 4 villager losses versus 1.
Yeah, also the idle TC time of Jolatis was quite rough in the beginning, so far we're definitely seeing an advantage for Knight of St. John. 5 villager lead.
Indeed, 6 villagers ahead.
Bit more farms. There's Jolatis did get the double bid act. Well, this did not yet happen for...
No reaction there.
Oh, and there's a forward villager for Knight of St. John trying to get in, but now Jolatis vault. And there is 1 villager inside, actually.
There is indeed a villager inside. I believe it might be. I'm not completely sure.
I didn't see a third one going.
I mean, one forward villager. He's not doing anything with it, and he's just going to lose it.
Oh, is he going to run into the TC? No, he's going back.
I mean, it is distracting 1 villager. I wonder where the second villager is going. In the meantime, we have some archers circling around. Double bit axe
Yeah,
and now horse
think
collar being researched by Jolatis. Double bit axe was already in for a while.
thing is, Jolatis has 2 archery range and now is stable, but he hasn't built a blacksmith yet, I believe.
I don't
Well,
think so, no.
say Knight of St. John does have equal, or well, very soon we'll have more archers with fletching already, so I feel like this shouldn't pose too much. 4 archers as well. 4 archers without fletching don't really quickly kill a villager, so even if he's caught unaware.
Indeed.
And we see some quick walling action from the villager, the forward villager of Knight of St. John. While the second forward villager is still around, being chased away back to his
Indeed.
own base.
So
Now,
nice save.
Knight of
But
St. John sends its archers forward just at the timing that the other archers are looping around to the wood line. So I think this will be quite annoying, but still without fletching. Ah yeah, now. Oh yeah, the blacksmith is there. Fletching not quite yet, but yeah, some villagers might die. Also, there's not an immediate reaction from Knight of St. John. He's building a tower at the wood line and he's probably focusing on that one. So his wood line is...
he should be able to see
If
the
it had
tower
been
going
like
up, but
2-3 more archers in the back wood line with this reaction time of Knight St. John's would have been really painful.
what reaction time?
Yeah. So definitely equalizing slowly.
Oh yes.
Also, idle TC time has become more equal and the tower is denied and the villager will shortly die, the forward villager from Knight of St. John.
That is true. Oh, and now we have reaction from
Now,
the wood
yeah,
line.
we have reaction actually.
They managed to get 2 villager kills, but idle a lot of eco. So this is actually doing more damage than it looks like.
So yeah. Now I think the forward archers of Jolatis will probably be cleaned up, even though fletching will be in. I think, well, ring archer armor. Is it ring archer armor the first?
The
The
ring
archers
archer is the
of St. John
last.
are on the wood line as well, and the tower is just late, I feel. Some villagers dying again. Yeah, quite some villagers dying. A dungeon, it's a dungeon.
It's a dungeon indeed. And now in the town center, running into the other archers. I mean, he does have the archer mask to still do something.
Yeah. Yeah, but his archer, the forward army will be cleaned up here.
Yes, will indeed be cleaned up. And we have 3 scouts that are going to go into the base of Knight of St. John to harass.
Yes, indeed, this is a really action-packed game. I mean,
indeed,
obviously,
we knew that
reactions
going
have
in.
not been perfect, but it's very hard in this kind of games. Also, there's no... Well, now, I think this was noticed to scouts, because I immediately see spearmen queued, and, well, these scouts won't do much, I believe.
No, there's too many archers. You need more scouts in order to take a fight there. And they need armor, they need forging.
I feel like now armies are retreating to their own base, so we can like have a look how the situation is, and then we see a good situation for Knight of St. John. He has a clear villager lead, also the armor lead.
Yes,
he has
less
better
idle
upgrades
TC
on his
time,
archers.
less idle TC time, more villager kills. Yeah. Also just more kills in general.
I feel like this is what he needed as well to be able to take advantage of the humans. You don't need to go to the second TC early. You need to have a good fight, and then at this point, if he keeps his army defensive, it feels like he should be able to defend most pressure, and he should be able to put up TC. I don't know, maybe next to the golden wood line if you can defend it, or just to a wood line.
I mean, it's You know,
wall a bit
it's
more,
still
add
only
more farms.
feudal age, so you don't need that much gold. The only gold units you can make are man-at-arms, but I don't think we'll see more man-at-arms and archers. And indeed, we get a second TC on the gold.
I think maybe it's useful for both players because now the villagers are being harassed by the scouts. I mean, they did a little bit of walling, but maybe just finish. I mean,
think indeed
it's
finishing the
expensive
walls.
to wall, but at this point it matters less.
Oh, a market going up for Jolatis, so he will be able to balance his eco a little bit. But
Also a third archery range coming up. But Knight of St.
third
John
archery
already has
ranges.
3 archery ranges, is committing to the archer play. So it's the question.
Then it becomes a
Honestly, I
question
think
indeed of who
as
has the better
civilians, you
micro.
like to go for the gold units or the main, not the counter units, because their bonus is taking less damage from counter units. But I think in this point, you do need to add in some. I mean, we see lots of archers for both players. It's a 1v1. I think some skirmishers need to be added in the mix.
Yes, and you know that as Jolatis you are a little bit behind, even though, well, you know, you've suffered quite some villager losses and didn't inflict that many. I think adding in a few more skirms here would be very good.
Game has stabilized somewhat.
Another stable coming up.
St. John walled the northern parts. Yeah, it's about getting the farms, getting the wood eco. I think it's quite a big mistake for Knight of St. John that he doesn't have his feudal age upgrades yet. So actually, the villager lead is quite less than it appears because
There's
neither wheelbarrow nor of the other two.
There's
Also,
no wheelbarrow, no double bit axe, no horse collar.
The Sicilian horse collar is also
double efficient.
Double efficient, so that's quite
And
a nice
look
one
at
as
the
well.
value he's getting here. With just one scout, he's keeping 25 archers, at least temporarily, at home.
Yeah, now we see Jolatis adding in the skirmishers as well.
Indeed, and now he's camping nicely on a hill.
Interesting to see. Both players probably playing it quite prudent.
Indeed, just camping the hill, making sure that the archers of Knight of St. John cannot pass. Keeping some scouts around just to see where the armies are going. I think this is a very solid play from both players. Also, just retreating with the archers. You don't need to go forward right now. You can just, especially as humans, feudal only, you can just wait a bit, add more eco. Double bit axe coming in now. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and probably, yeah. Now we noticed as well, I think. Once you do one of the eco upgrades, you're gonna check if you've got the other one, so...
Indeed, horse collar is also coming in.
To arrive as well pretty soon.
Indeed, once the food is in, I expect wheelbarrow to also come in. Oh, and we see sergeants being added.
How good are they in feudal age, actually? I have no clue.
45 hit points, 5 attack, 2 plus, well, and 2 armor, and pierce armor.
Looking.
So they're not the greatest. They get much more powerful in Castle and Imperial Age, but...
Yeah, I think 3 pierce armor is good, but not so. We have another engagement maybe for the archers.
Indeed.
Yeah, archer numbers fairly similar. A bit more for Knight of St. John, but very similar. This will be a tricky game.
Oh, we'll be able
in
to
the long
compare
run,
to...
there's definitely an advantage for Knight of St. John being humans and also being ahead at this point, but it's still tricky. I mean, both players
but what
decent eco for feudal, have large armies.
Indeed.
So
what I would like to do is, indeed, he does it.
The dungeon rushing.
Dungeon going up. And it's out of the field of vision. So that's
Yeah,
going to be a
actually,
whole
I
wood
think
line denied,
map
along with the
control could be
stone.
really important. Towers in the feudal only game.
Indeed.
Towers, obviously, the human player can go for rams, so that's quite nice. Definitely when there are lots of archers involved.
Mm.
Although now the mix of army, definitely for Joachim, for Jolatis, is getting bigger and bigger with spearmen, men-at-arms, sergeants, scouts, archers, all on the field.
So also, just as a note of comparison, a man-at-arms has one more attack than a sergeant in feudal, but he has 2 melee armor less and 1 pierce armor less.
How is the speed?
The speed is exactly the same, 0.9.
So it's a bit better than the men-at-arms, I would say.
It depends.
Or at least it's a bit more sturdy. This is
Has a
quite good for Jolatis, I feel. He's idling quite a bit of farming eco. Also, the second TC is compensated by the increase of
and we
idle
see a
TC
massive
time.
scout army coming up.
Yeah, but can he engage? I don't know. He's
I don't know,
trying to.
there's quite a few spears in there. There's a big archer mass. I don't know who's going to come out more favorably out of this engagement, but there's 50 archers. That's a lot.
It's tricky, but the scouts are dying though, and he's not creating at this point, so that's
Indeed, the scouts
also
are dying.
I think this looks bad for Knight of St. John.
I think this was indeed
He
not
should
the
have
best
probably
engagement.
played it a bit more defensively and adding the siege.
Yes,
workshop
especially
also.
with...
He's cleaning up. No.
Well, there's still 10 archers inside that donjon.
Also, scouts attacking, raiding the other TC, so that's quite nice from Jolatis.
Indeed.
And now, yeah, the dungeon is.
They got 6 eco kills, so actually the villager count has equalized with both players now not producing any villagers.
Yeah. I think map control will be big. I think Jolatis needs to follow up.
Oh, and we see here
dungeon
cumin rams.
And both need to add in a melee. They are doing it, but they need to add the melee because archers alone.
And I think this is where sergeants would be very good, because they can just be produced in the donjon. They can be used to ward off this ram push that is going to happen here. I mean, you can already use the scouts to do this, but they will get picked off by the archers. Okay, the 2 rams have been cleaned up.
Sorry.
And now...
By now we do see quite a big military lead, 70 to about a bit more than 40.
Indeed.
So this is...
And
yeah,
we
I
see
think
a very
it's
good
mainly the
engagement
fact that
here.
also... Oh, the wood lines with the scouts, but it's tricky. He could have done quite a bit of damage with the scouts on the wood line, but he also needs it to defend his archer army, because losing all your army is really the way to lose.
Oh, but there's 2 scouts that just go into the wood line. One of them will get
quite
picked
a
off.
good reaction there. He's not completely ignoring it.
But
the army of Knight of St. John, I feel like it's dying. Don't know if the...
I mean, the dungeon will get some serious beating, but the ram will once again...
I think Knight of St. John has been pushed back again. Also, his eco has been touched quite heavily the last few...
Indeed, if we look at the worker efficiency, it's at 70, let's say, yeah, 70% for Jolatis, while it's only 35% for Knight of St. John. And we see here an archer mass of 17 archers that are just forcing the villagers to retreat.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
and now
the scouts
how
taking
much
a fight
safe,
under TC. Oh, now
Knight of
only
St.
forging
John
coming in. I think that could have done a lot already.
Because of the military lack, he's having the problem that he doesn't have enough. He has his villagers, but he doesn't have enough safe places for his eco.
Indeed, and if we have a look at the base of Jolatis, we see him just creeping forward with houses and production buildings. which is not something that we... Well, 3 stables, 3 archery ranges for a Knight of St. John, compared to 5 ranges, 2 barracks, and soon to be 4 stables.
There's only 1 villager on wood for Knight of St. John. His eco has been really idle for the
Indeed.
last... because of the pressure, obviously.
Oh yeah, obviously.
And I feel
obviously.
like the dungeons will do a lot of them. I mean, there's a lot of farming space. The wood
Indeed.
lines are damaged, so he needs to go forward, which he is doing. But obviously, this just gives a target for the next wave of military to come. And it's hard because he needs all his archers to push back the archers at the back of the base. But there's a new army coming in at the front.
Okay, but there's 2 scouts that will get picked off. So the forward scouts of Knight of St. John will be taken out.
The armies at the back of Knight of St. John's base are trading, so he did clean up that army quite well, I feel like. The KD is very similar at this point.
KD is very
just
similar,
the thing
but
that they are
there's...
fighting inside the base of Knight of St. John as well, which is hurting his eco and his production.
Very painful.
And he's really struggling with the resources at this point.
And we have a new follower, Bro Baron. Welcome. Yeah, he is indeed taking the fight into the base of Knight of St. John, and he's... I predict that this pressure will not be let up, and...
No.
One of the
good things for Knight of St. John is that the forward wood line hasn't been spotted, because an attack there would have been quite painful.
Indeed.
And now, because he's still, well, he's regaining a bit of a lead in villagers just because of the 2 TCs.
Yes.
But I do feel like, well...
There's still an overwhelming military force. There's 42 versus 24.
Yeah, 24
and I just feel that
too bad. Also, the
Jolatis
protection
manages
is
to take better engagements.
Yeah, I think the move...
Oh, and the forward wood line will get spotted.
Yeah. This wood gives a new target, which will be painful. I think the main point, it looked very equal at a certain point, with Knight of St. John having the theoretical advantage of us playing humans in Feudal Age. But I think the crucial point was the dungeon. Pressing with the tower, with the dungeon, or even with the tower if he hadn't been Sicilians, was really... Indeed. I mean, Knight of St. John wanted to push back and then took a fairly bad fight, and all of the rest sort of stems from that, I feel.
Indeed, it's... Yes, the engagements... He got a very good lead, but the engagements he's taking are heavily favoring Jolatis. Which he managed to do by indeed having this dungeon pressure, taking away the stone, so taking away his ability to make towers of his own, at least without using the market. I was expecting more pressure from Jolatis on the forward wood line, but that does not seem to happen. Also, we see, even though he's only on 1 TC, he has a villager lead.
Yeah, but it's still, the archers are sort of, it's mainly the map control that I'm worried about, but army-wise, Knight of St. John is sort of catching up in numbers.
He's indeed catching up.
Although, resources-wise, Jolatis is looking better.
And we have a little sneaky stable and 2 stables and 2 barracks going up on the side of Knight of St. John's base. I'm guessing he will just try to get up to a ridiculous amount of farmers, taking advantage of those Sicilian farms. The huge wood saving there, and just start flooding in units from all directions. There's already 2 scouts that are going to start raiding on the right side. They already get
the
1 villager kill.
At 98%.
2 villager kills.
He won't, he won't deny it for longer.
There's not really any reaction going on there. Oh, now he gathers in the town center.
Yeah, now it's too late. Still the scouts running around in base. It's slow because it's a push feud only. But I think Jolatis is doing the right things. Just
Indeed,
wondering if we will see 200 pop. We are at 155 for Jolatis at this point.
Oh, I think we will. I mean, he's building up his massive archer number. I'm 100% sure that we will see 200 pop from Jolatis before too long. And he continues just slowly encircling the base of KnightOfStJohn with towers, just denying him any chance of...
Feudal Age dungeon compared to the tower. Is there still a tower on the map? No.
No, there is not. Yes, it's just dungeons everywhere.
Yeah.
Still did not spot the eco in the middle. Well, technically, you did
But
spot it.
one thing I'm
realize.
wondering about is if you see the new army at the left, does he really need to send that to the same direction? I mean, the forward, there's no army defending the forward wood line.
True, but
the dungeon on the south side is also. I mean, he's just taking all the farm space slowly.
yes. And we have... Indeed, and this is the power of the dungeons. You can just make sergeants when you get hit by rams. But if you don't have enough units, you'll still get taken out. Oh, did not expect the ram to actually go down there. And now, even though it's a fight under the TC, if he doesn't garrison inside, it's not going to help much. Okay, now he garrisons inside. I mean, at this stage... I mean, they're... Yeah.
Yeah, but still. Definitely with the ram, I feel like KnightOfStJohn can hold this.
Indeed, it's the rams that that force a fight indeed, and that can slowly take down the dungeon. But it's a tough fight for both of them. In the meantime, this middle eco is still untouched. Floating quite a bit of wood. So he might consider just taking off a couple of villagers here and going for more farm space. Good. KnightOfStJohn retroactively listened to me. But he did manage to clean up one dungeon here. And 2 more rams are going forward. Probably going to try to clear up the dungeons.
The rams are quite powerful as well in archer versus archer fights.
Oh yes, absolutely.
So if he micros his archers well here... But now the scouts are on the forward, and that is crucial because KnightOfStJohn doesn't have army that he can easily send to defend all his forward space. Indeed. So at this point he's losing all of his eco.
He did react, he did see it, but this is...
Yeah, but now he's offering... He did kill one of the other dungeons still, but...
Yes, I think that will be it. And now Jolatis is just diving under the TC with his archer mass. Just trying to pick off whatever he can.
Yeah. Still managed to put 15 villagers inside the TC, so it's not that good for Jolatis. But yeah, the villager number is dropping.
Indeed, and he's down to less than 60 villagers.
Interesting fight here actually, because the TC is killing quite a lot of villagers. I think this is a really bad fight for Jolatis at below the TC now.
I didn't mind him diving a bit, but I think he stayed too long. He kind of overstayed his welcome there. He should have retreated long ago.
60 to 40, 80.
But he's now just
honestly,
in the
KnightOfStJohn has been doing a good job holding. I mean,
absolutely.
It's hard to do a really big push in Feudal Age, but he still kept up rather nicely, although, yeah, he's gonna die sooner or later, but...
Yes. And now he still has 900 wood in the bank, but he's reduced to now 1. on wood. Reduced to half the number of villagers of Jolatis.
No
And
production
still
anymore for
losing.
Knight of St. John. Willie, yeah,
Indeed.
still.
He's focused on just microing this army here in his base. And I think that we should be able to see the GG quite soon, I would expect.
Yeah, there's not dungeons everywhere, and actually
No.
not a lot of villagers anymore, so
Indeed.
yeah.
He did manage to rush down one dungeon with villagers. I don't think it mattered that much. Down to 28 villagers and 20 military. Of which 24 villagers are just idle. I think now he's just having some fun microing his units. But I think I'm fairly confident at least. Look at the flashing lights on the minimap. Yeah, it's just fighting all over the base.
Honestly, this was a really good game.
Very good game indeed. Very
I
interesting.
think they actually played very well, but it was back and forward all the time. The early, like both militias, man-at-arms getting into each other's base, lots of villager kills at the start, then some fights with the archers. The pressure, it was a very good game.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, this is very, very promising. Let's say for the future, because if this is just the first game, just imagine how the next games are gonna go.
Yeah, let's hope that the Knights isn't discouraged by the fact that the human strategy failed for the third time in a row for
Yeah,
all
it's
players
indeed.
in the tournament. I think he played it good. It's just, yeah, maybe, yeah.
I mean, I don't see how
I think he played it well.
he played it very well. I think it's just taking some. I think the strategy was fine. It's just some bad engagements and then a good decision by Jolatis to start with dungeon pressure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's go on
That's
to
hard.
game number 2, which will be on one of the home maps of Knight of St. John. So it's either Arena or Capricious. Fucked up once by taking that bad fight, and my boom wasn't good enough. Yeah, that's basically. Yes,
Yeah.
it was the one fight where you kind of lost a lot of army and then had to play catch up. Could have gone both ways easily. Absolutely. This was literally just hinging on one fight.
And actually, yeah, the start definitely looked better for Knight of St. John.
Absolutely, but we know that Jolatis is very adept at overcoming an initial setback and just surviving and then becoming quite victorious. So now it's Arena or Capricious. I'm relying on Knight of St. John and Jolatis to tell us if another special rule has been invoked. What would you expect?
Well, if it's Capricious, I would say that Knight of St. John is probably going for Persians.
Indeed, that's
just
it
was his first pick, and it's a home map, but also, yeah, you have the stronger TC, it's the sudden death map, and you do have the plus 50 foot if Capricious turns out to be a map low on foot.
Indeed.
This could be very useful, but if he prefers playing Capricious or Arena, I'm quite unsure. I also am not sure which one he wants, where he wants to play his favorite Civ Japanese on.
My feeling is
either
he will save Japanese for modes.
Arena. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arena Capricious. For me, it's hard to tell. And also, I think, yeah, Poles and Portuguese would be good options on Arena. For Jolatis, I think Capricious or Chinese might be an
wow.
option, but maybe Mayans. Wow.
I just had a look.
Wow.
It's Arena, but I think you'll be
Okay,
quite surprised once you load the game.
I'll start searching for it. Replace. Spectate. Yeah, so actually we have Arena and Portuguese versus Persians.
Indeed. Also sudden death, but I somehow didn't think it would be Persians on this map.
So, okay, I'm paused at 5 seconds.
Okay, I will catch up. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go.
And we
So
see
yeah, Persians, Portuguese. I think Portuguese was
an
expected
obvious
definitely
pick.
by you. I would have rated Poles quite highly on this map as well, but Portuguese is a good option, I feel like. Persians, yeah, I mean, obviously sudden death, so there is still the stronger TC, although I feel like it's a bit less of a thing because you already have like stone walls for your TC here.
Indeed.
And obviously it's a good save on Arena. I feel like Persians, I suppose both will have. Persians have quite good siege, don't they?
I'm actually unsure. I mean, I will
feel like
just follow the
always when I
scout and look it
struggle with
up.
Persians is if you go Paladin and at a certain point you feel like it's not worth the gold cost anymore, going Knights or Heavy Cavalry, I feel like the only option you have is going Siege unless you want to go crossbows with Commanderan. But I think their Siege is quite decent.
I'm looking it up. It's quite decent. They have Siege Ram, Heavy Scorpion, Bombard Cannon. No Siege Onager, but just Onager. And I'm just double checking to see, do they have Siege Engineers? No, they do not have Siege Engineers though. Which for Rams does not matter that much. For the other Siege, it could be very interesting to have. But yes, I mean, even if the Persians would go Siege, you do have the Portuguese bombard cannons with ballistics due to arquebus. I mean, you do also, while it is sudden death, you have the Persian TCs working faster, so you have a bit of a bonus there. But then compare that to Portuguese.
Sudden death on a 1 TC, it's quite a nice bonus.
Quite a nice bonus
Definitely
indeed.
a good thing there. Map-wise, I do feel like Jolatis has a better map once more with the main golds and the stone backwards, while the golds of Knight of St. John are probably safe. A third one, well, the closest smaller gold is probably safe, I feel, but his main golds and the other golds outside of his gates is really not that nice.
They're prime targets for aggression.
Yeah.
But that would be a rather aggressive castle drop, and I don't know if that's
Honestly, it's Arena in sudden death. Isn't it sort of expected to go for a castle drop? This is also one of the reasons why Persians appeals a bit less to me on Arena, is because I sort of feel like it's both a rush to the first castle, and then,
and then it's difficult
we might see them, but I wouldn't recommend making a lot of war elephants on a clown map.
Indeed, it's especially once you see the Persian castle going up in front of your gates, it's an easy decision to just add a monastery and switch into monks. And we have some comments. Knight of St. John saying, my woodline is really shit for Arena. Yes, it's not the greatest woodline, but you can still expand
Obviously,
here.
it's shit, but you can just I mean, there's a lot of wood safe also at the back, so
Also, the
it's
wood
the
line is
same
kind of
for,
equally shit for Jolatis.
yeah, I mean, it's not the worst.
And Jolatis saying, I was expecting a douche. I don't think that Knight of St. John has been trained by the Finnish enough to douche even on Arena.
Also sudden death.
Also sudden death, that would be hilarious.
So yeah, this is so far just who can pull off the cleanest fast castle.
And at the moment, Jolatis has a 4-second lead, but he doesn't have the score, so I'm assuming there's some scouting in there. Also, I've learned from T90 and Dave, have a look at the birds in the back of Jolatis' base, next to his stone. What are they doing?
Is this capture age? Just
Capture age,
bugging,
yes.
or?
No. This is just taking the game data. So this is in Age of Empires. They're just
Okay.
guarding this one spot, this one tile. Very important.
So both feudal age times are fairly similar. Knight of St. John he's building a house, so he doesn't forget that one. Knight of St. John added 3 farms, which I think is good,
Yeah,
although
6
with tier
farms.
pushing, you normally do have enough food to go up.
You can speed up the game for a bit if you want. The hilarious bit is we'll have to resync our games if we do that.
I think we can deal
Okay, well,
with this.
I'm assuming there won't be much of a surprise until Castle Age, so let's just fast forward until Castle Age and then we'll resync.
At the start of Castle Age,
yes.
For the first player. Okay.
Yes. Because I would expect that to
Still
be...
watching sort of what happens.
Ooh. Jolatis is having some issues reaching Castle Age.
Yeah, yeah. Really. Oh, his foot was really badly managed, actually.
Yeah, that was some issues there. And I'm 6 away from Castle Age for Knight of St. John. 1.
Really rough, the fast castle from Joachim. I mean,
Indeed.
just look at the idle TC time. This is just...
Happens
no
to the
one
best,
bothered
man.
you.
Happens to the best. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm paused when Knight of St. John reached Castle Age. Tell me when you're there.
Oh, I just... oh, no. Okay, no. Both... yeah, okay, I'm going there.
14:41.
5 seconds for me. 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Go. Okay. So now Jolatis will be a minute behind in reaching Castle.
So, not having more villagers. So, once again, the start is definitely for Knight of St. John. But I wonder, what is the strategy here? Neither of the players have gone for stone so far?
No, so neither is going for a castle. So are they going to contest relics?
Yeah, it definitely feels like it with the spearmen. Well, they are already guarding the relics.
Indeed, and Bloodlines is coming in for Knight of St. John.
If you're not going for a castle and neither are playing really aggressive, I feel too stable, so Knight of St. John is planning on going knights, but... well, if you have more army... I mean, the monastery is already there for Jolatis. It's interesting. It's not the approach I would have expected.
No, me neither.
Also a monastery coming up. Yeah, so both are contesting the relics on a sudden death.
Yeah. I mean, I would not expect the game to last long enough to have the relics really make an impact, but, you know. The first knight rolling out for Knight of St. John.
Commitment to the relics, I would just go past Imp
Yeah,
and try to make some bombard cannon traps just go for the TT on all-in push.
indeed.
I mean, just the
Oh,
resources you spent in going all the army for the relics, I don't know.
I was expecting a castle rush from Jolatis and was prepping for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, so. Also,
Oof.
maybe it was the initial plan of Jolatis, but he just
Mm-hmm.
changed his mind because of his Wrath start.
Still waiting for the douche. At what point did you realize there's not gonna be a douche? Are you still waiting for the douche? Meanwhile, we have 2 scouts on the right side guarding that exit. Rather not say. Understood. Understood. Meanwhile, the first relic is in for Jolatis. Relic being guarded over here. Husbandry
Camel
for
converted?
Jolatis as well.
No. Camel remains safe.
And the monk does get spotted. And he will try to convert the camel. And camel has been converted. Oh, and the... Oof!
Yeah,
Oof.
the monk dies.
Yes.
So
So this is an
not
example of
perfect,
why,
but still decent.
if you
So
contest the
also
relics, Light Cav is
Knight of
actually a
St.
very
John.
good upgrade. Because they have much more bonus damage against monks, and they kill them in 2 hits without Sanctity, I think, rather than 3 or 4 from normal Scout Cav.
So at this point, how many relics do we have on the map? Because now it's 2-1 and there's
2-1
still
and 2
it's
remaining.
5.
So
Okay.
5 relics, yes.
Should be 3-2, I suppose.
I suppose
Another monk dying at the
Oh.
northern.
that was painful. But
Yeah, it's just the value that you can get with a scout.
mhm.
And honestly, I suppose the monk is going to die from Knight of St. John. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Scout
But
is gone as
still,
well.
this seems like
Yeah.
Knight of St. John should be able to get the relic at the bottom.
Indeed, and Jolatis is going to pick up
Also,
the
there's no
relic
light
on top.
scout scav or light cav, so it's just a 3-2.
Indeed.
At this point, when they're just, well, booming on a sudden death map, the Persian TC is quite nice.
Indeed, and he's already, even though he
On
has
the other
more
hand,
idle TC time.
Jolatis is approaching Imp, I feel like. He doesn't have the second building yet.
No,
But he
not
has
yet,
the
but
resources to
almost
think
at
about
least.
it, yeah? He
Yes,
doesn't have the building, does he?
He's selling... No, he does not have the building. He was selling wood in order to get the gold he needed, but I think now he's realizing that he needs a university.
Yeah.
And indeed, there
Yes.
comes the university. And here indeed you see the advantage of the Persian TC. He has...
Yeah, but I think
Knight of St. John has more idle
Imp
TC
here is
time.
crucial.
No wheelbarrow, but he is 5 villagers ahead.
Yeah, but what are you going to do with the villager ahead? I mean, he
I
has
don't know.
stables, but it's easily countered by the monks, I feel.
Indeed.
Well, knights at least. And camels will be countered by the monks.
I mean, this is an open door party. It was at this moment he knew he fucked up. Yeah, indeed. That clicking Imperial and it refusing to research is such a harsh moment, isn't it? 2 archery ranges coming down, so I'm suspecting we're gonna see hand cannoneers come out. And with 4 on stone, I would also expect, as soon as Imperial is in, I would not be surprised if there's a couple of Fetorias that get thrown down by Jolatis. But in that case, he will
You
need
do
a
think he
lot more
will
houses.
build a castle quite soon, so he's going arbalists.
Ding ding, yep. Okay, it's indeed arbalist, not hand cannoneer.
So Knight of St. John about to click imp as well.
Just a bit more gold, and yep, there comes
It's
Imperial.
still more than 2 minutes behind.
Indeed.
Fortified wall for Jolatis.
Really does not want to take any chances there. And he still has one spearman. I like this actually, just a spearman, 2 spearmen, just to get
Immediate
some
Vittoria.
vision. Immediate Vittoria indeed. 2 Vittorias. But now he is housed. He's ugly housed. I mean,
Yeah, like also this is
Sorry, what did you say?
playing this so different than I would have expected to play. Also, honestly, the Vittorias, building the Vittorias before you have a castle as a defense just seems so. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it does
I
give...
feel like at this point, obviously, Knight of St. John isn't in imp yet, so it does have some time that he knows, but you
But
really
yeah,
don't
with
need a lot of army
chemistry,
in imp to just get through the walls and shoot down the DC if there's nothing more in front of this.
yeah, but I think he's just gonna go for a bombard cannon push. Like, he has the monks and the crossbows to keep the bombards safe, and I'm guessing it's just gonna be from the side, just the side here, guarded by this knight. But knights have very small vision, so it might have been better to put a normal scout there.
Honestly. Also, given that he's going the Vittoria.
Okay, yeah, Arbalist are coming in. I'm just having the feeling that this is kind of a little bit of a slowish push. Like, I would have expected the bombard cannon to already be in production here.
But he's not. He's playing it defensively. I think the 3 Vittorias or 4 Vittorias indicate that he's just gonna play defensively and go for the long-term approach.
Indeed.
On the other end,
masonry coming in, just improving building strength.
I feel like army-wise, Jolatis is looking a bit better, making a arbalist mass supported by monks should be quite good, even if
Ballistics coming
knight
in.
goes paladin.
Pikes coming in as well, just as a safeguard.
Yeah, it's played quite passively.
Sudden death, more like slow agonizing death. Yeah, basically.
2-man saw is not an upgrade I would expect to see.
Meantime, there is a Persian castle defending the front golds. Yeah.
So neither of them is showing much, trying much. Yeah, it's the complete opposite of last game.
Indeed. And Commanderan coming in for Knight of St. John, so he is going for those trash crossbows.
Honestly, if Vittoria, I feel like this will be a bombard tower push then, in the end, or do you think it will just be bomb because he's not He's not going to have a lot of free pop space. He's already at 190 and he doesn't have that much of an army.
Yeah, I think he might add some bombard. I'm still expecting some bombard cannons to be added to the mix. Just to support chainmail armor? Okay, yeah, for the pikes if he needs to make them. Yeah, sure. Okay, now there's some bombard cannons being made.
Honestly, it feels so risky. Jolatis just to go. I mean, there's not a lot of space left in his base because he needs all the houses and the Vitorias to back.
Yeah, but I don't think this is.
He doesn't have any scout. At this point, it looks good.
Oh, I don't know about that castle. I would have expected a castle like here basically next to the barracks and the siege shop.
Which point do you think, if Knight of St. John has 100 villagers and Jolatis has 50 and 100 pop Vitorias, is Knight of St. John not doing a better efficiency-wise? I mean, we're still for a long way away from resources being fully taken.
Maybe, but I think the fact that Jolatis will not have to focus on retasking villagers, as I say that he runs out of
long-term wise, definitely is good at this point.
Yeah, I think as long as there's no actual eco to manage, Knight of St. John should be better, but as soon as he has to start diverging villagers to another resource or start using the market heavily, then I think he might be in trouble. And the fact that Jolatis has much more
gods, elite war elephants.
Oof. Why?
Ridiculous. Yeah, this is just not.
It's also.
I mean, the opponent has. Well, I think Knight of St. John didn't know what to do and is just memeing it now.
That's an option. I like this castle, establishing a foothold forward.
Yeah. At this point, definitely with.
Indeed, Knight of St. John was just memeing. He did not see this. Also, the army is now here to defend this, so. Okay, but now he knows about the arbalists and the bombard cannons. But this now gives a strong foothold, and he sees this group of Persian cavaliers. And the monks go forward. Oh, nope, they stopped. Now they go forward. I think they're very hesitant about spreading the word of God. Okay, now they will make their conversions. Oh yeah, and that's...
Oof. It's already GG for a long time because there was just nothing going on for a Knight of St. John.
Oof. He will lose one bombard cannon. But yeah, Arquebus is now in as well. Okay, defended by double castle. A couple of elite war elephants. But now he knows about these, so he knows that he should send the monks forward as well. And now there's big chonkers rolling out. Oh, retreating.
Very disappointing.
I mean, yes, this castle is going down quite quickly. Yeah, I don't think this will take too much longer. Forward siege workshops just to supply more bombard cannons. Oh, and he should take care now. Retreat and then send monks forward to convert the elephants. Yep. Indeed, and now the elephants are just... I mean, he might lose a bombard cannon or two, but I don't think it really matters. Because now he's got walking siege. So he's got... He has the 5 elite war elephants. He has more bombard cannons again. And he even has the monks to heal the war elephants.
Shooting with the bombard cannon at his own archers, I feel like, but...
Yeah, but I think he just wants the... He just wants the elephant. And I think he was just forgetting to micro the bombard cannons. In the meantime, that castle is just going down. And now the war elephants are traitorously lumbering towards first the monastery, apparently. Oh, and the villagers are quick walling just to keep an area safe. Oof! Painful. Losing the bombard cannon with the last hit. But yeah, this is practically over. Look at your base. Kinda paranoid this game. Yeah, there's... Holy crap. The layer that is not defended by the castle has been double layered stone walled. There's massive amounts of production buildings. Yeah, paranoid is indeed a good description.
I also feel like you need 150 eco space is a lot for eco.
Yes, but look at the resources that he has.
Yeah, he
to
doesn't.
spare.
He can't spend them, and he's making help and arbalest, which he does.
Now
You need
light
like 80,
cav are
90 army, but
mixed
still
in to
doesn't
handle
really
the
matter.
monks. Yeah, I mean, this push is gonna get unstoppable pretty soon. I mean, it already was unstoppable, but...
How much damage does a halberdier do to a war elephant?
Well, halberdier has plus 32 versus cavalry, and then plus 28 versus...
All the arbalests are dead.
Arbalists are dead. And then another 28 versus war elephants, and they are both armor classes, so that's 40, that's 60 damage plus 6 plus 4, so that's 70 damage if I do the calculations correctly. All these elephants made him turtle. It's a complete zoo in here indeed. Yeah, indeed. Now he's just on the run with his bombard cannons. But yeah, these... Okay, now the halberdiers are gonna get the last couple elephants that were in there.
We have heresy being a theocracy.
Theocracy makes the monk micro slightly easier. Oof, that's just a brutal denial of the archery ranges. Yeah, Stone grade 0 on stone, but you know, maybe the Fetorias can get something out of it. Ooh.
These bombard cannons might still go well. One
I mean,
a little bit of time, but
a couple of them will go down, I guess.
9, not one, I think.
Yeah, they got quite close.
It's GG.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing you'll just let the TC go down. You don't even give him the satisfaction of a destroyed TC.
Yeah. I admit that my main feeling after this game was a disappointment. I think Jolatis actually played really sloppy this game, but I think it's difficult because when you play and as Knight of St. John he's expecting the castle drop and it doesn't come, but he felt like he played completely without a game plan. And yeah, just
Yeah.
not close to the last game in terms of how much I enjoyed it.
This was more of a, there's gonna be one big push. And we
Yeah, but
could see
also it was
pretty early on that it was gonna succeed for
really
Jolatis.
late. Yeah.
If I had bad self-esteem, I'd be really depressed by Anton's disappointment right now. But, you know, Anton is always disappointed, so... Anyway, that's the second victory for Jolatis. Yeah, so...
Which means we move to Capricious for sure.
Indeed. And... that does mean that our
Honestly,
guess...
take a look at the resources if you're still in the game, just to have a look at what the Vittoria's.
I am. So... economy-wise, I mean, it's 13k resources more gathered by Jolatis than by Knight of St. John. While villagers was like almost double for Knight of St. John. So he has about 5k more wood, a little bit less food, but not that much, like not even 200 food difference.
Is really
6,000 more gold, 2,000 more stone. So the Vittorias have brought in quite a bit of resources. Yeah, let's then move on. So it's going to be Capricious, as we mentioned, but now, since we were both quite convinced, oh yeah, it's going to be Persians on Capricious for Knight of St. John if it gets to that. Well, it's not gonna happen because...
St. John is for sure going to play Japanese because otherwise there might be a complete set that is going to be playing without Japanese.
I think that's in the rule book, or at least it should be in the rule book. I need to make one still. You know, Knight of St. John has to play Japanese at least once per set.
Well, Japanese in their previous set in the semi-final of Fristi Roggan 1 was the game which he won, let's say, without a stupid special rule.
I mean, that's just, you call it stupid special rule. I just call it, you know, strategy.
So Japanese, but what does Jolatis play on Capricious?
I would say Mayans, maybe?
Yeah, I think
they have the
Mayans
longer lasting resources,
but...
so whatever you get less of, you still get at least a decent supply of. What rulebook? I know, you all heard that. I mean, that's what I said, but you don't have it in writing. Okay, but...
Yeah, I would agree. Mayans versus Japanese is something that I would expect. What do you say? Let's go into the game right away.
Let's go indeed. I have it in front of me, and wow, are we ever wrong?
I've been consistently wrong in my predictions the whole tournament, so it doesn't really surprise me. But
oh, you were not wrong at all when we were watching my set being cast. You had, I think, every guess correct.
Okay, but Japanese was right. It's only the false pick. I'm loading the game.
So, Jolatis, Nightbot did not appreciate you spamming caps. How did you guys miss this matchup? Poles versus Japanese. Just...
It's a classic one, though.
We will now be entertained.
I am paused at 0 seconds.
Okay, I will count down 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go. And let's have a look at the map. There's a lot of foods. Berries, sheep. Yeah.
Yes, there's very little gold, which heavily benefits the poles, since their stone functions as a secondary gold.
Not that much stone either, honestly.
Well,
And Knight of St. John with Japanese likes his halp skirm combo.
yeah.
So
Oh,
also I think the
I mean, do you
wood.
see
Yeah,
what's in the back of Knight of St. John's base?
yeah, I was also thinking that it's probably worth it. Definitely with only 1 TC,
Indeed.
having the fishing ships would be really good. I still think it's really bad for the fairness of the game that this generation is occurring regularly.
It is indeed not the fairest distribution of resources, but it's
But
it is what it is.
It's already much, well, I mean, there's enough food for Joachim as well, so in that respect, I guess it could be worse. Also not... What will they play for?
Wow, that's, I think, 5 boars within. Is it 5 boars? Yeah, 5 boars within basically the base of Knight of St. John.
Yeah, the same for Jolatis.
Indeed.
Where's the fifth for Knight of St. John?
You have 4 like kind of near the top of his woodline, and then 1 boar chilling at one of the shorefish. I think he's just taking a drink here.
The other one is completely separate there. Yeah. No food issues whatsoever.
Indeed. Oh, and then the full work coming in for Jolatis, serving as both a mill and a house. And the way it's located, you get actually quite safe farming eco while still getting the bonus. You will miss 1 available tile for the farms, but I don't think that's such a large...
Maybe? Or because of the house and the TC?
Hmm?
Or does he have...
Oh, yeah.
No, he has place for 2. He has place for 2 farms, I guess.
Yeah, but the house also blocks another farm that could be there. So yes, it's... Instead of the 8 that could be there, this will only serve 6 farms.
Still, I think a crucial thing in this game is because there's like so much more food than in a normal game, and you have to take the boards and stuff. Your balance will be a lot different than in a regular Arabia game. So how to switch out of the hunt when you will finish these boards, even though he's trying to now. Jolatis.
He's been watching the
Working with his
Rage Forest
scouts.
people.
Yeah. But the crucial thing is mostly under the TC, I feel. It's not luring them. It's... Oh, this looks quite good. And now he needs to
Not
make sure
too
that...
horrible. Oh, and then the boar just gets stuck and refuses to aggro.
It's good.
Oh, and a
Some
third
idle
boar coming
TC
in.
time, but
This is a little bit
decent.
greedy.
Yeah, it's also just inviting a lot of decay, I feel.
All for your entertainment, and we appreciate every second. Also, let's talk about this small bonus. We have this Deer Luring Villager at 11 hit points, and as long as I keep talking long enough, you'll see that it will go up to 12 hit points. Also admire the timing on that 12 hit point coming in, or even this 13th hit point. So as poles, you regenerate your villager HP. Ooh, and the scout going down there. Yeah. Meanwhile, we see the fishing ships rolling out for Knight of St. John, immediately targeting the deep fish, which is the correct way of
Japanese
fishing with fishing
ship
ships.
and a lot of deep fish, so this is really good for Knight of St. John.
Absolutely. I think he's been a bit more, well, not all boards at once as Jolatis has been, but still bringing in a steady source of food. He's already going up to the next age, while Jolatis is still, I think he's got a lot of food.
Going for a fast castle.
Yes, he had a lot of food in those villagers, but he can still go up to feudal now, and he does.
Well, I feel like Knight of St. John is going for the classic militia, won't he? Or maybe not. Yeah, he's building.
Yeah, he's building his classic 3 militia, which will turn into men-at-arms on the way.
Yeah. And given this,
in the meantime, let's have a look at the scouting.
Jolatis' B is completely walled, and will finish. He has already taken all the boars, probably with a lot of decay, but still he's got 5 boars under the TC. Got the berries all safe. He's actually got the wood line at the bottom is really secure even for archers. So.
And unfortunately, the wolf attacked the militia of Knight of St. John, so he's already down 10 HP. That's
I think
Gaia not favoring.
Yeah, there won't be a fight. The militia will just attack the walls, I feel.
Also, the militia have been discovered by the scout, so there's absolutely zero surprise going on here. And indeed, he's fully walled. Barracks being built and a mining camp.
And mining camp. I mean, if... Yeah. Well, maybe not.
Oh! Was that a misclick? What? Deleting the barracks? It feels like
advanced.
What the fuck? I mean, you saw what happened to Jolatis? I did not see that. Well, that explains a lot. I think we're going to get a very interesting game.
I'm not seeing the comments in the chat while I'm... Okay. Okay.
And then a classic blacksmith wall. And then just re-walling with another palisade, but Japanese men-at-arms.
But he lacks the buildings, he needs a market. Also, he does need like an archery range, but yeah, he doesn't have the barracks, so... This is looking a bit rough. Also because Knight of St. John should go up, I guess. Does he have the buildings? No, he doesn't. He's building a blacksmith now, and then he will click up. He will be... well, they will be around the same time.
But I would guess so, yes.
Yeah, repairing in the tower might solve the issue for the moment. But still, the lack of barracks and archery range is quite painful. Oh, they're in.
They're in. That's painful.
Yes, but maybe... They might just...
Oh, no.
Yeah,
that's painful. Please don't forget the other side of the wood line.
Yeah, he's really the last. I mean, he did it as well in the previous game.
Yeah, I think this is actually a good option. Just run away. Forget about the lumber camp.
Yeah, but this. Knight of St. John actually didn't click Castle Age, even though he built the archery range and blacksmith.
Yeah, I think that's a misplay.
Quite lucky, I suppose, for Knight of St. John, because. Does look really bad otherwise.
There, Jolatis' second barracks is coming up.
Now, Castle Age is coming in.
Indeed, Castle
Switching,
Age,
preparing a
Bloodline,
knight
Scale Barding
switch.
Armor. That's a knight switch indeed. And with 7-ish on gold, and with gold mining coming in, gold mining already in, that's a good supply of gold for knights indeed. And let's see. Yeah, I think he's just forgetting to control his army that's forward.
Also, there's still quite a lot of eco to attack actually.
Yes.
I mean, he can just go around to the berries or go back to the woodline.
Indeed. And there's a stable coming, well, being planned. Let's see, does this stable make it to its full completion, or will it also get deleted prematurely? Okay, it does get created. Heavy plow, increasing the bonus of the folwarks. Yeah, and knights will clean up these two remaining militia here. In the meantime, we see 8 fishing ships for Knight of St. John, heavily increasing his food eco.
Yeah, the fishing ships are massive.
Indeed, and if we look at the eco balance by Jolatis, it's not that great. It's a lot on stone, which basically functions as gold miners. 18 on wood, only 5 on food, 6 on food. So yeah, I think he needs to add more farms, improve his food eco. Otherwise, his stable for knights is just not a good idea.
Yeah, but do you really want to go commit to knights on this map? With the amount of gold?
With this amount of gold, I would not commit to knights.
Combination
No.
of so
What I would do is immediately try to go for relics, just to have that trickle of gold income.
Are there like 5 again? I suppose so.
Let
4.
me.
I see 4.
There are at least 5 relics. So there is one a little bit northeast of the castle that
forgot.
Jolatis
I
is
didn't see
building.
the one at the water on the top.
Yeah, one west, one on the northern shoreline. One in the east guarded by wolf. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th all the way in the south. So Jolatis decides that a castle next to his tower is going to be the main defense of that
location castle,
entry
but
point.
if the knights attack now, they would do a massive amount of damage, I feel.
Indeed, but it seems
Just
that they're not moving
side,
out yet.
I think because the palisades walls are down on a hill, I don't even think you can quick wall it if there's a few knights attacking it.
No, they will get through in an instant.
So knights are on the move, leaving through the main gates of Knight of St. John's base.
Let's follow them. And I think based on the routing, they might even find 2 more sheep. No? Yes, they did. I think they will be ignored though.
Obuk, 1 knight, 4 spearmen. Will
Best
they
map ever.
be able to
Forward stone and
defend
gold in a crater. Yeah, you kinda got host there.
Now the passing is looking a bit worse because he's running into the castle. He needs to go back. He needs to go back.
He is going back.
He went back. And now he needs to go immediately towards the palisade walls and attack them.
That is what he should do.
Go. No, go.
And that is what he's doing.
This is what you want to see. Yeah, no way this is getting walls.
Yes, and
Also,
much like
some knights bothering the gold at the bottom, which is a nice touch. And now, honestly, do you just take the fight with the knights? Yeah, I think you do. Yeah,
yeah, you do.
it's not under TC, but you can. Yeah, it's a fight you can
It's
take.
under TC, but
Spearmen.
you already have
The
chain
spearmen are
barding.
dying. Yeah, this is looking really good for the Japanese player.
Yes. I think the switch to spearmen and pikes was just too slow.
He wasn't committing to a lot of army, just the castle and the eco. If you do that, you probably should stonewall even the side. But
Indeed.
yeah, this will be game. So, as was the case in Fristi Roggan 1, Knight of St. John will prevail with Japanese, and we know he'll be very happy with that, at least.
I expected him to win as well, and there are more knights running in, destroying the eco.
GG.
I would expect Jolatis to call the GG quite soon. Your sole goal this tournament. Yes, indeed. Jolatis calling the GG. And we have a 2-1.
Yes.
And if we look at, 8 kills for Jolatis, 29 losses. Economy, he's also almost 3k resources behind. It's those Japanese fishing ship. They were really useful in getting enough food to get all the knights out quickly. And I think just the palisade walls not defending that area well, especially on a downhill. But that's, that's just the map being particularly unkind.
So that means we will also see one or two of the map picks from Jolatis being Moats and Frigid Lake.
Indeed. Hang on while I correct this screen, and then we can transition to it. Indeed, so it's going to be Moats or Frigid Lake. What would you pick if you were in Jolatis' shoes?
I think we discussed Chinese being a possible pick for Moats, right?
I think Chinese and Mayans both are strong options for Moats. Frigid Lake, based on these three, I would say that Chinese are most likely the Moats Civ, and then Mayans on Frigid Lake.
I would
and
go Khmer on Frigid Lake personally, I think, but
Khmer is also a possibility. I think this was the exact topic of discussion that we had. And then as Knight of St. John, I would say if it's Frigid Lake, it's Berbers. If it's Moats, my mode selection was actually Japanese, so that this is kind of throwing me off. But then I would go
honestly,
Magyars,
I think both Magyars and Berbers are, I think, expect Frigid Lake to be either Berbers or Magyars. Moats could be, honestly, all three of them, I feel.
Yeah. In any case, let's not keep the suspense too long. I'm loading up the game. We actually agreed to play Poles versus Japanese when you were about to lose. Okay, well, sportsmanship is always a great thing to have. And it is Frigid Lake, and I will have to submit that you are the superior Civ picker. Because it is indeed Khmer versus Magyars.
Okay, I'm paused at 0.
Same. So this is Empire Wars, so it's going to be immediate action. So
Yes.
unpausing in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go. So, first actions of the game. Sending the cows to the DC, both players. Do we see
Yeah.
a building
Yeah,
coming up?
so Jolatis is going for the stables,
Yeah.
and
With
there's
which,
a
he
stable
builds a
coming up as
stable
well
with the
for the
villager from the
Magyars.
gold, but on the other, completely other side.
Yeah, that is
Let's
not a
be
great...
too. And also a stable, so it's scouts opening for both players. But Jolat is already adding a spearman. Obviously, playing against Magyars, you do expect the scouts opening.
Indeed, indeed. And Knight of St. John
An
immediately
immediate
adding
kill,
armor,
guarding armor.
and also
So
going
the
forward to
scouts
dock.
on the field.
There's already a dock villager for Jolatis.
Oh, this is prepared then. Yeah,
Also
actually, there's
immediate horse
enough
collar.
fish. Also, there's enough fish, but also if you have like control, if like a demo or just some galleys on the pond, you do force the other player to go around, but still.
I think you should have a look at Twitch. There's some messages for you there.
Let's have a look at Twitch then.
In the meantime, we see Knight of St. John starting the wall between his wood lines.
We'll see, we'll see.
The scouts have been discovered by the scout of Jolatis. Apologies.
I would argue Jolatis and Knight of St. John that so far have been really positive about your gameplays.
Immediate backpedaling.
No, honestly. I think they played well in the first game. Second game, a bit more doubtful, I think, but yeah. No. Generally, they've been playing well, and I'm not saying anything about my chances. I do wonder the duck here. I mean, if Knight of St. John, as he is doing right now, as he's really doing right now, if he micros, he scouts well and runs around, he will do a lot of damage.
Yes.
He's doing a lot of damage. But he's also not creating villagers, so
yes,
maybe it's still okay.
So he's actually behind in eco right now. Because it's 35 and 4 fishing versus 36. So it's it just goes to show that
on the backside,
even if you do damage, it has to be enough. And it's not enough to just destroy villagers if you forget to make your own.
Yeah, it's an interesting start. So, I mean, the defense is not that clean.
Oh no, the defense is totally not clean. Will this farm get sniped?
But still, if he manages...
No farm snipe.
To get the walls, I mean, he does have like the fish eco, which is nice. And it's, yeah. The thing is, the scouts are doing a really good job, but it's requiring a lot of micro.
It's requiring a lot of attention indeed.
Time. He will probably get like 3 more kills.
I
think that if he attacks... okay, maybe.
He doesn't get into the wood line there, but that's like... Those palisade walls need to be deleted immediately. He is forcing Jolatis to micro a lot, just hopping in and out of houses with the villagers. But in the meantime, he can just keep producing villagers, keep adding fishing ships. Because at the moment, the number of villagers is within 1. And he has 6 additional fishing ships.
Yeah.
And now the scouts will get taken out.
Are basically dead.
Yes.
Jolatis is also not that far away from...
Yeah, he's going castle very quickly. Knight of St. John as well. Also clicking castle. And is just 10 more food, and Jolatis is also
Does
going
Knight of St. John know about the fish?
castle.
No.
He does not
Think
know at all
not.
about the fish.
He might be thinking that he's ahead then because of the villager kills.
I mean, in score he is, but I think score at this stage is a little bit deceiving, especially such a small difference. Meanwhile, Jolatis is walling all the way to the side of the map.
Yeah, he started doing that really early, but it is, well, once it's finished, it's nice. I think the last few palisades, well, I mean, it's more of a warning signal than anything else because you won't be able to defend it really in Castle Age. But still, it's you won't be surprised and like lose 5 villages before you have time to react.
Agreed. In the meantime, Knight of St. John going more for a circular base.
And he's opting for knights again, or how much 2 stables?
He has 2 stables, and I think that's it. Yeah, I don't see any archery ranges. Yeah, he's going husbandry, wheelbarrow, chain barding. Yeah, he's going knights again. Meanwhile, Jolatis is also adding in bloodlines, bowsaw, and starts immediate knight production as well. From 3 stables. Well, 2, soon to be 3 stables.
3.
And I'm not sure if going full knights is a good approach when you know that the opponent already has quite a bit of spears, because then the upgrade to pikes is quite easy to do, and they have a really good defense against your knights.
But on the other
hand, pikes are very immobile, so if you can manage to just move around the base a lot, you can do a lot of damage as well.
So farming eco is quite similar.
And there's 7 knights already versus
I was wondering how
4.
Why Knight of St. John has so much more villagers on resources, but it's 3 2TCs being built by Jolatis.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh, and he now found the fish.
Fishing ships, actually killing quite a lot immediately. And then Knight Fiend versus Knight is still in a clear advantage. Numbers and upgrades, and I think the wood line is open.
I do believe so. Oh, nope. The wood line is not open. Oh, it is open. That is painful.
Oh, really? Come on. Neither of them is noticing?
Nope. But it's not really a big issue because now with the house, it definitely is open.
Yeah. But just go to the gold. I mean...
Yeah, that's just undefended. Completely undefended.
Do you take this fight with the spearman?
No.
No, I don't know.
Probably you don't take the fight as Knight of St. John, I mean.
No. You're right.
And like I said, Pikeman is now
in. He's doing a lot of damage.
Oh, yes.
Thing is a bit...
I mean, he already has 20 knights, and with the eco that he's idling at the moment,
second wave is coming in. Jolatis did manage to wall it. Oh, yeah.
That was just on time.
But I think the forward side is still not walled. Actually,
there's a hole between the house and the stable.
Now he takes the fight, right? There's only 8 pikemen and some of them are trailing, so they won't do optimal damage. Yeah. Oh, not? Yeah. Not.
This
Yeah.
is
No. Yeah.
this is a good
Yeah.
fight
Yeah.
for Knight of St. John.
Yeah. Really good fight.
Yes.
So lots and lots of idle eco for the
Yes.
Jolatis, and now barracks going up everywhere.
The barracks quick wall, that's a well-known defense for gold
Yeah,
villagers.
but if all your farms will be idle because of the knights running around, it will be hard to get enough.
Indeed, and that's what you see already. There's only 50 food,
Oh.
60 food in the bank for Jolatis. A
And
third
just
TC
there
did go
keep
up.
being holes everywhere.
Yes, it's so painful. More holes than a Swiss cheese. Exactly. This is so brutal.
Is it already GG? It feels like it, but
It feels like GG.
also Jolatis did build a demo, but I feel like against knights, it's just not as. Yeah, it's one knight dead. But
One and damage to another. That's not the
no, it's
the
GG.
greatest. It was only a demo raft, not a demolition ship.
It's just not.
Yeah, no.
At this point, it's just too hard to get enough pikemans. Also, with being still completely open,
Indeed.
you just don't have the eco.
Yeah, no. If he had managed to close the holes, then he would have had a chance, but
Yeah, maybe a bit too
28
greedy
villagers.
an approach of Jolatis overall.
I like the approach. It was just the defense with, the Swiss cheese with all the holes. I don't think that was... I think that was kind of...
It's not the easiest map to wall.
No.
We did go like a dock, the 2 TCs extra. Means it's quite a lot of resources not going into army. Although
True.
the dog did pay off the first, definitely, because
True.
you had a lot of fishing time, but yeah.
Yeah, and then a second TC coming up for Knight of St. John, but he keeps on adding more knights.
Yeah.
So
There's
he's
no
at
reason to
85 out of
switch, I
90
think.
population. He's housed now. I think that's not something that Jolatis has to worry about with his 34 pop out of 110.
Yeah.
And yeah, like this entire farming eco is just empty. This is more than enough knights with +2/+2 to just take down the town center. Yeah.
Decider game.
Decider game indeed.
Honestly, after the first 2 games, I wouldn't have expected it anymore.
Nice going building a mill when you're a Khmer. I mean, yeah. 1 is okay because you need the farm upgrades, but after that it's a little bit pointless. And indeed, Jolatis calls the GG and it's 2-2. It's going to be a decider match.
Yeah, very, very interesting.
Indeed. Like you said, after the first 2
think
games, I did not
this
think
just
this...
shows the power of the good old 1 TC knight push. Thing is, it's not the greatest strategy, but it's still, if you're not prepared for it,
It's quite painful.
it's just strong units.
Indeed. Especially if you can just keep running around and make sure that there's not going to be any pikemen, because
yeah, also just the
guy
amount
has
of
no
time
res.
the scouts took at the beginning did ensure that it was harder to wall off the map securely.
Indeed.
A lot of time at the beginning. No. Yeah, well played by Knight of St. John. And a
Indeed.
non-special rule, non-Japanese victory of Knight over Jolatis. So looking good. He has the momentum for the last game.
Indeed, and that's going to be modes.
So yeah, we already talked. I think we suspect Chinese, although Mayans could be a pick.
I'm suspecting Chinese here. And then
Yeah.
Berbers,
Maybe
Byzantines.
I think Chinese Berbers feels like such a Vil fight on modes at the start.
Oh yeah, right. You have the extra fast villagers. Yeah, in that case, I would probably go for Berbers.
Yeah. Are you committing to a Vil fight? I think both Berbers and Byzantines are okay, and I expect Chinese, but Mayans could be so. I think both players have good enough options.
Mm-hmm.
So
And if we go to Capture Age, I've loaded up the game.
I am clicking load right now.
It is indeed Chinese versus Berbers.
Are we in for some Vil fight action? Is the big question then.
That is indeed a big question. Let me know when you're ready to unpause.
I'm paused at 1 second.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
This is
So, yeah,
quite a surprising map generation for me.
Yeah, this is quite unique. This map is cursed. Any specific reason, or is it just modes? Oh god. Knight of St. John spawns with 2 of his sheep on the outside. Or 1 of his boars on the outside.
Jolatis though.
Sheep outside, yeah. Jolatis
That's
has
quite
a boar just outside, but
bearish.
like within the extension. Oh. He also starts with 2 sheep outside.
Yeah, I think the boars is a bit better for Jolatis. But it's crazy because at this point the narrow part where you exit base is also like the access to the entire map
Yes.
at the right.
Yes.
Because yeah, you can go around. There's 1 tile of land at the north.
Yeah, and we
Still,
immediately get a villager forward from Knight of St. John.
I mean, you don't even need to wall the small side. You can just Knight of St. John. You can just wall the north to south.
Yeah.
No, northeast to southwest.
Oh, okay, he's getting a lumber camp down.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of interaction there, and yeah, we're going to see some Vil fighting. That is.
I believe so, yes. And this is a fight that the scout, that the Berber
There's
is
no
not
loom
winning.
yet
Oh.
for
Now with
Knight
the
of St. John.
villagers.
This could be really painful. Does he have it already now? No. Oh, this is really painful
Oh.
for Knight of St. John.
That's losing. Yeah, no loom indeed.
He
Oof.
can run away because his villagers are a bit faster, but
Yeah.
this is a rough start. And now the walls, will they go up? Honestly, I don't think so.
I don't think so, no. The villagers are too quick on the outside there. Oh, good effort there.
And now I think he does kill at least 1-2 villagers.
Yeah, but he's also laming all the deer.
So yeah, but that doesn't just go to the wood with the 3 villagers, kill the 1 villager. Oh. It's an interesting start.
A very interesting start
I
indeed.
think Jolatis will lose 2 villagers here.
Oh yeah, he's losing that villager. Yeah. I mean, he lost.
Also the wealth is helping. And the walls didn't go up.
He is returning with 1 villager
villagers,
here.
Obviously, yeah. Okay, so now, okay, the wolf. Ooh, but yeah, look at the resources of Knight of St. John.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fairly painful. Also, Jolatis as well, so they did. But honestly, it's logical. I mean, you're Vil fighting a lot at this point. And he's still trying to finish the walls, which almost worked. Yeah, still.
At least he's cutting off the access to the back.
So it's really good, although I think, yeah, just a villager does enough damage against those. think.
Are we going to see Viper quick walls? Is this villager gonna get saved?
I think I prefer Knight of St. John's position here. It's the resources. Oh yeah, okay, both are now on there, but he should go back to wood at one point though. Knight of St. John.
Yeah,
Yeah. This is
I think I actually
nice.
prefer
Jolatis is still committing to the.
still committing to the walling in.
Honestly, I feel like at this
I'm not
point
sure this does
there's enough
much.
villagers outside.
Yeah, he has
for it
8
not to
villagers
be
on the
that big
outside.
of an issue.
I mean, it does generate idle time. Nice idle TC, Jolatis.
Yeah,
I mean,
but now the food
yeah.
looks a lot better for Knight of St. John. Maybe if it's all gathered. Yeah, okay, it's all gathered by.
Yeah, that's the problem with.
Boar, but where is he taking the boar?
He's taking the boar to the mill.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's the problem with hunt. You do get a lot of food from it, but it's not a very steady income. It's a big boost after a while, which is why it's so difficult to keep.
Still sending villagers forward, but also if Knight of St. John walls from his 2 houses to the moats of it looks really. Yeah, I feel like the villagers are not paying off anymore, and also, yeah.
I think what Jolatis needs to do is get to feudal as fast as possible, and then I think a tower on the wood line here.
I think at this point, because of the mill and the berries, Knight of St. John has much more regular food income, while Jolatis has to worry all the time about putting the food.
And he already has 400 wood. He can easily just build a mill on his berries. I think that would be a better move here.
Just build the gate on the other side. I mean, he doesn't know, probably.
He does not know.
How the is, but still, position-wise, yeah, this feels really cramped for Jolatis.
Absolutely, especially he's basically walling himself in with those 2 houses.
Barrack going up now. That is the thing, though. The farms of Knight of St. John are going to be delaying military production buildings, and they do have to worry because they are right now able to fight. Will they? There's a hole between the wood lines now.
There is indeed a hole. I don't think either player has realized this yet.
What do you do here as Jolatis? Do you just
go
feudal?
Go feudal and build a palisade here.
I really don't like the farms of around the mill. They're really bad from Knight of St. John.
Yeah, I don't like them either.
Why not just around the TC if you have built farms?
Knight of St. John realized there was a hole and just plugged it with a palisade.
I suspect he also... wait.
He already went gold as well.
Yeah, he also saw the barracks. I mean, there's like for sure going to be a tower the second Jolatis arrives.
Okay, so Jolatis, how heavily did you curse the moment that you realized your militia was stuck in this tiny gap?
Yeah.
Especially since, you can't delete because you don't have the pop space to delete a house. I have no idea. I have some idea, but I think it was glorious cursing.
So
considering to delete.
5 seconds immediate tower? I think so, no?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's obvious. That was an obvious move.
And it's quite bad for Knight of St. John, I feel, because he does need to... Well, he has the gate, obviously, so he does need to migrate south, I feel. Towards there, yeah. Well, actually, he can go around towards the north as well, so that's... I like Knight of St. John's map better here.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Just the possibility to go around up north to the wood line is really big here.
Yes, while Jolatis does not have this option, indeed.
Otherwise, obviously, there's a villager lead for Knight of St. John.
Indeed, but it's only 3 villagers, 2 villagers.
Yeah, I think... Is he still walled right now? It is walled, right?
I think he's walled. Yeah, yeah, it's walled. And then a palisade here.
Also,
Yeah.
okay, no, there's a hole. Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Okay, there's a
like
counter tower going up, but
down
the
hill?
Chinese tower has the uphill advantage.
Yeah.
So this is just free villager damage.
Probably a bad decision, I feel. Also
Yeah.
because, yeah, it's because of the farms. It's maybe you want to commit to the thing, but otherwise, yeah, I mean, you have gold at home. You're already taking wood. Okay. Okay, the other wood line will also be ranged, but I would just commit and put the tower somewhere annoying for the other player, not within reach of the tower. Also, Knight of St. John is not on stone, so yeah. Starting to look better. The second tower is quite nice for...
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he doesn't realize that yet, that tower is there.
Also, like, they're repairing the towers, but Knight of St. John is not on stone, not going out to stone, I feel.
And
like,
he
at
stopped
this point,
repairing.
so...
Now the militia had a use. It was distracting the tower fire.
Villager dying. Where do we look building-wise?
Yeah, this tower is
Also,
causing a lot of
choice for
idle eco.
archers. At this point, I mean, yeah, if you can get them around, okay, but...
Ooh. I don't know if Jolatis realizes that he's now really walling himself in. And he has, well, not a lot of
Maybe
resources.
he saw the archers.
He probably saw the archers, yes.
Honestly, yeah, but he's walling himself in, but it's at this point it feels okay-ish. He has control, sort of the wood lines.
Mm-hmm.
Of the well, the shared wood line at least, and the other resources are quite okay-ish.
I think
he has quite a lot of resources apart from wood.
Yes. I think he needs to retask some villagers from gold to wood.
Yeah.
Because I think he needs a blacksmith.
Sending some more now towards wood. Yeah, he needs wood because also it could almost go Castle Age, but it doesn't have any of the buildings, so...
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Knight of St. John is doing a decent job with the tower, although right now he doesn't have stone anymore and he's going to stone down. Both of players are floating a lot of gold, but yeah, it's the messy game, so it
is indeed a very messy game.
Tower going up.
Although with so much gold floating around, a market is a really good investment.
Yeah, but...
Just so you can balance a little bit more. And actually I was completely wrong. I was assuming that the Chinese tower would win the tower war, but...
Definitely
looks like the
because
Berber tower is winning.
stone income, but it's just the villagers that were inside were all really low HP, and he didn't commit to it. Also because, yeah, the other towers are sort of accomplishing what he wants to do, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Me being Knight of St. John, I would have run quite a few villages already to like complete the other side of the map. So
Okay, yeah, indeed. Now a market is being built by Jolatis.
yeah, Knight of St. John does have the buildings, but doesn't have the resources
I had a bad case of tunnel vision.
to go up.
Yeah. I think this is a map where it's very easy to just get tunnel visions, just because it's
How does Jolatis
so
defend
messy.
against the archers? Will he be able to? Okay,
He
he will
just
be
stonewalls
able to
behind.
wall it because the archers are focusing on the palisades.
Yeah.
So that's quite. Now archery range, so we're going to see Castle Age quickly for, yeah, now.
Yeah. Castle Age coming in.
Yeah. I feel it's quite a lot behind, although the market is also coming for Knight of St. John, so he will probably balance his eco as well once he gets it. Yeah, now other villagers going for a safer lumber camp, so that's quite good.
Mm-hmm. I wonder. Well, this watchtower did manage to get one eco kill. And basically idle an entire woodline there. Oh, but now the archers are coming in.
Yeah, but
They are kind of
they're
walled
under
there,
the
so
tower, so
under the tower, that's
yeah,
a
this
lot
is
of
bad
dead
for
archers.
Knight of St. John. A lot of archers dying there. Although the overall KD is still quite good for him. Where did he kill that much? Is it just the villagers at the beginning, or where
Yeah,
did he
so
kill so many villagers?
11 villagers. I think the beginning was kind of messy. Also, the villagers repairing
Yeah.
the tower.
Yeah, I think, yeah, probably all the villagers repairing the tower died. Because 11 is quite a lot.
Indeed.
Also 12 losses, so Jolatis lost one. I had a wolf at the north, yeah. One of the chased villagers was killed by a wolf.
Yep, indeed.
So 220 difference in Castle Age time. What is Jolatis going to do once he arrives in Castle Age? First siege workshop, or what is he? First building, obviously we immediately see a stable and some walls for Knight of St. John. What do we see for Jolatis? A knight. Wood-wise. Very good game again. Very close.
Indeed.
Hard to tell what's going to happen.
But I think Knight of St. John has the advantage here with already having expanded down to the south.
Yeah, I think that's long term. It's really, yeah, and also the small walls preventing the quick attack on his woodline is really nice. But still, I think some knights and a mangonel could. I mean, obviously, there's, yeah. The eco is completely open for Knight of St. John because, like, all the walls between his base and the knights are just walls from Jolatis.
Indeed.
So the knights could theoretically just run in.
And that might actually be his plan, just mass a few more knights, and then just delete the lumber camp, delete the palisade, and just zoom straight in.
Yeah, so...
There goes the lumber camp. Let's follow the knights.
Honestly, just delete your palisade walls and go around, right? Come on.
Well, I mean, he's finding villagers here, so
okay.
that's not too bad either.
Well, the tower will go
now
down.
he sees
This
camels.
is also... Yeah. Quite a lot of camels already for the... Yeah, I agree that this looks good for Knights of St. John. Because, I mean, the knights are dying now from Jolatis.
I mean, the tower is down. I would actually expect Jolatis to just mix in a couple of camels of his own. Chinese have that flexibility. Indeed, and there's a camel coming in, and the villager just in time re-walling with a house there. And then in the siege workshop, there's the mangonel being produced. Mangonel, archer, spearman, skirmisher, knight, camel.
Yeah, Jolatis did catch up with the eco.
Indeed, he did. He even overtook.
Yeah. I think the main point is if... Yeah, it's hard to think at it at this point, but... Oh. Never mind.
Castle.
Yeah,
Ooh.
castle. And it should go up, I suppose. Some villagers will definitely die, but... Some villagers are definitely dying, but the castle is massive though if it gets up.
If the castle gets up, it's massive, but I think with
it's
with
getting
that
up.
mangonel, it should be able to...
It's already
Yeah,
95.
No. Oof.
But so
Yeah,
many
he gets
villagers
it up.
dying.
Yeah, he
But still,
overtook him
it
in
cost
eco.
a lot.
That castle does a lot indeed. And if it just
But
gets
it's massive. It's like blocking
everything.
everything for Jolatis.
I
He almost needs to go imp in a castle, which he can, I guess. But it's... I mean, Knight of St. John is losing his remaining army.
oof. Also remember that buildings, no longer have extra attack damage versus camels. It used to be that way.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna see a ramp push.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good wall of Knight of St. John. He's realizing the situation.
Indeed, and he's just choking him in.
Honestly, I would have stonewalled it, but... He does need to make army as well, I suppose. I mean, he can see the garrisoned siege workshop. But yeah, I suppose he doesn't need that
He's
much.
making siege of his own, so even if it is a ramp push, a single mangonel can defend against that.
Yeah.
Yeah, siege workshop and stables.
Situation-wise, really good. Honestly, I wonder, what would Europe... I mean, he was still far away from Imperial Age, but still might have been... Yeah, maybe just too far away. Because I feel like a rampage is... could work, but I don't know.
It could
Much
work.
more likely not to work than to work, I would say.
Yeah. Especially if you give Knight of St. John time to mass army. I mean, you need the time yourself to create the rams. So it's a bit of a...
Or 6 rams. I think you have like... You know the mangonel is there. 2 camels for the mangonel.
Does he know the mangonel is there?
Yeah, because it killed a few of pikemans that were trapped in the...
Yeah.
All of the pikemen that were
And now it's just
because the
attacking a
barracks
house.
lost enough HP. Yeah. The thing is, if this ramp push doesn't work, it's basically game over. Although I still feel like because of his wood access at the north, Jolatis did have the resources to go
I mean,
build a castle
the
and
problem
trip,
is this
and he
barracks
did have a
keeps
lot more
reducing.
eco. He killed a lot of villagers, so I think it probably would have gone for that. It would have been hard as well, but I think I prefer that approach to the ramp push.
I think he just needs supporting units for his 6 battering rams.
Yeah, but what do you make? I mean, everything will die to the castle, right?
Yeah.
Some knights, he's trying to, yeah, he's making some knights, which I understand. KnightOfStJohn is completely relying on the one mangonel to defend.
Yeah, he's now stonewalling behind there.
Yeah.
But the villager is getting targeted by the mangonel. Okay, out of range now.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we're waiting for the moment. When will he go? Sorry. When will he go for it?
Indeed, when will the rams start rolling towards the castle?
I think he feels like he needs enough. Does he even see? Oh, I need to put on the vision again.
Does he see what?
What does Jolatis? Oh, Jolatis has perfect vision. Yeah, so he's going to send the knights and they're trying to snipe the mangonel, and then.
Yeah, most likely
And
yes.
now
oh, and Imp is coming in for KnightOfStJohn.
Risky as well, but maybe he's expecting it from Jolatis. I think it's time to go. Yeah, it's time to go.
And what does KnightOfStJohn see? Doesn't see too much. Now he sees a mangonel coming in.
Even killing the lumber camp with the mangonel before, just making more space.
Yes, I like it. I like it. And now the rams are coming in.
I was expecting the knights, because he's been building them up, I was expecting the knights to go ahead. Oh!
Ooh.
If the mangonel can snipe... Oh, the mangonel is gonna kill the... Oh, just not. Yeah, the one mangonel is not gonna be enough. But oh, just send in the camels or the... There's so little HP, but it's doing so much damage.
Understood, but it's... Turns out there is no camel mass. I like how you're manually spreading the rams though. Even though this one is kind of...
Just such
looming against the mill.
This castle is definitely going down if he kills the mangonel.
Yes.
If he killed the mangonel earlier, let's say.
It's easy to see that now, indeed.
Yeah. Oh.
Fully agreed.
And I feel like...
Yeah, the castle is going down. But it's... I think it was expensive for both players here. Oh, the villagers fighting off the ram. And now the counter castle there.
Oh, this is a very ambitious... What? I don't understand.
Yeah, no.
I don't understand why... Yeah, just expecting the... I really felt like that Jolatis was waiting on the knights before he attacked, but then, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's cleaning up, so...
He's indeed cleaning up.
Will go down.
And
I mean,
now he's making a trap in the castle.
KnightOfStJohn doesn't have a lot of eco, doesn't have army, has imp, but...
Well, that was 200 wood and gold wasted.
Combo of pikemen and knights should be able to deal with the camels quite handily. So, definitely looking much better for Jolatis now.
Indeed. It just suddenly switched. I mean, it's better, but it's
Yeah,
not completely switched.
The imp. Yeah, but it's it's difficult. I mean, obviously the vision of Jolatis was really good. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, and now he's getting his own Imperial Age. Yeah.
Also, the one knight at the mill. There's no defense there. Yeah.
Indeed. That one is...
How quickly? I was really thinking that if the rampage didn't work, it would be game over, but suddenly it feels like
Yeah.
a really comfortable position for
I think
Jolatis.
the push towards Imp from Knight of St. John just left him without any
Yeah.
resources to make
He also
armor.
didn't. He only made the one mangonel, but obviously, yeah. Yeah, he didn't expect the siege push, I guess.
Yeah, shouldn't have imped. Yeah. More army, because you had the perfect place to just start pushing here.
But like the first game, this is really a good game.
Indeed,
Oh,
this
the
is a
forward castle now
very
trying
exciting
to
game.
deliver a death blow. I don't know if it's... There's still camels there.
Jolatis, how did you call this castle when I... when we were casting the very first series, the Get Out of My Game castle?
Honestly,
I mean, it's a nice attempt, but
too much, I feel. Yeah.
it's a bit too much in the face. Meanwhile, this solitary knight has had 9 villager kills. He's a paladin now. He deserves to be.
I'm honestly quite happy that Jolatis seems to be winning at this point, because I much prefer to have my first match against Knight of St. John than to have a replay against Jolatis.
What do you mean? Your first match? You've played already.
Against Knight of St. John. We haven't played each other in the Fristi Roggan one, so...
True. It would also be quite funny if he just sent villagers forward to just finish this castle here. Okay, and Jolatis is victorious. Knight of St. John calls the GG. Well done, both
Very
players.
close series.
Indeed, very close series. And there is no, one victory hiding behind the Khmer hideout, capture the relic settings, or sorry, with you it was Malay Northern Isles, capture the relic settings. Yeah, it's kill to loss in his favor. Eco almost 7k more resources. Castle time, feudal time, that was quite dicey, but by the time Imperial rolled out here, it was basically decided. And yeah,
I think
almost...
the two games that took the longest and were the tightest were both games where in the end Jolatis pulled through.
Indeed.
But yeah, just very... just decisions, but it's... I mean, it's hard to judge the decisions as well when you see everything. But I think honestly, definitely this game as well, they played really well because, I mean, there was a lot of idle DTs, but there was action all the time.
Indeed.
So it's logical, and I think they played really well.
Indeed. Both players did fantastic, I believe. So now everybody has played
That's a
their...
shame that in the next round, Jolatis will be swiped clean by Jonasty, obviously, but yeah, at least
Jonasty.
he had his glory now.
Jonasty, are you still in the chat?
Was he in the chat?
He was in the chat. He made a remark about the sudden death being a slow, agonizing death. But yeah, so you see what you're going to wipe the floor with? You rang? Yes, we rang. I think someone needs a cleaning, or at least a sweep. So
yes.
Yeah.
And also, I would admit the next round for me is perfect because yeah. Okay, assuming that Wouter might lose from Elkron, which I consider a possibility. If that happens, I'm in the perfect situation that either I win from Knight of St. John, or if I lose, I get Wouter versus Sven, which is also amazing. So.
Wax on, wax off. Training is starting already.
Yeah.
Get my broom. I love the trash talk. But okay, so indeed, so the two semifinals in the winners bracket will be Elkron versus me. Casters very much appreciate it if they will volunteer. And then, as we've just seen, it will be Jolatis versus Joe Nasty with his broom. And then in the losers bracket, we can get round 1, which will be Pedirak Delta versus the almighty 180% Tim. And then Knight of St. John versus Ulugh. Yeah,
yes.
Going to be...
I'm very much looking forward to it now.
And then, make your entire way through the losers bracket and you have a chance to play in the grand finals again.
Rematch against Joe Nasty.
Okay.
No.
I think this was a very nice way to enjoy some games on a Tuesday evening.
Yes.
So I'd like to thank everybody for...
Congratulations to the players. Congratulations to myself and Wouter. And let's call it here, right?
Indeed, let's call it here. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks Ulugh for rushing your train home and making sure you were on time. I'm sure you went up to the engineer chamber and kind of pushed him to go a bit faster than NMBS would allow him to.
Obviously.
All right.
Bye.
Everybody, thanks for being here and bye.